The following judgment addresses compensation for bodily injuries resulting from a workplace accident that occurred in the state of New York. The awarded compensation amount may assist plaintiffs who have suffered similar physical injuries in estimating the appropriate compensation range for purposes of settlement, appeal, or otherwise. Please note that the compensation awarded in a personal injury lawsuit depends on numerous factors that vary from case to case, including the type and extent of the party's evidence, the nature and severity of the injuries, and the applicable law. It is advisable to consult with a personal injury attorney to evaluate the case's specific circumstances. The plaintiff, a laborer, sustained injuries while working at a construction site. The incident occurred when a 32-foot-long extension ladder, which was leaning against a wall, fell due to vibrations caused by heavy demolition debris nearby. The ladder struck the plaintiff on the head and left shoulder, leading to significant injuries. The plaintiff sued the contractor and the landlord, claiming a violation of New York labor law, which imposes strict liability on property owners and contractors for elevation-related injuries if proper safety equipment is not provided. The trial court granted summary judgment in favor of the plaintiff, holding that the defendants were liable. The case proceeded to trial on the issue of damages, where the jury awarded the plaintiff approximately $2,300,000 in compensation for her injuries. The defendants appealed the judgment, challenging both the liability ruling and the amount of damages awarded. The defendants primarily argued that labor law should not apply because the ladder was not in use at the time of the accident. They contended that for the statute to apply, the ladder must have been in the process of being hoisted or secured when it fell. They also suggested that the plaintiff might have bumped into the ladder with a wheelbarrow, which would make her the sole cause of the accident and thus negate their liability. The court rejected these arguments. It emphasized that Labor Law Section 240, subsection 1, applies to injuries caused by objects that present an elevation-related risk, regardless of whether the object is actively being used at the moment of injury. The fact that the ladder was improperly secured made the defendants liable under the statute. The court noted that the ladder required securing for the task at hand, and its fall was a gravity-related hazard covered by the law. Additionally, the court dismissed the defendant's assertion that the plaintiff was the sole proximate cause of the accident. While a witness suggested that the plaintiff might have bumped into the ladder, this was speculative and unsupported by concrete evidence. Moreover, even if the plaintiff had contributed to the ladder's fall, her actions would not eliminate the defendant's liability because the ladder was inadequately secured, raising only the issue of comparative negligence. Thus, the court affirmed the ruling that the defendants were strictly liable under labor law. The defendants also challenged the jury's award for future pain, suffering, and loss of earnings as excessive. The court considered whether the verdict deviated materially from what is considered reasonable compensation by reviewing comparable cases. The plaintiff was 57 years old at the time of the accident and had a projected life expectancy of 28 years. As a result of the accident, she suffered from significant injuries, including damage to her cervical spine and left rotator cuff, causing chronic pain, weakness, numbness, and a reduced range of motion. She underwent a major spinal surgery involving an anterior discectomy and spinal fusion and was expected to require additional surgeries in the future. The court determined that the $1,250,000 award for future pain and suffering was reasonable, given the severity and long-term impact of plaintiff's injuries. It also upheld the $356,150 award for future loss of earnings and benefits over 5 years, finding it consistent with the evidence presented at trial. The Appellate Division of the New York Supreme Court unanimously affirmed the lower court's judgment, holding that the defendants were liable under labor law for failing to secure the ladder properly, resulting in the plaintiff's injuries. The damages awarded by the jury were upheld as reasonable and supported by the evidence. This case highlights the strict liability imposed on property owners and contractors under New York labor law when they fail to provide adequate safety measures for workers. Individuals injured in elevation-related accidents, even if an object was not in active use, may still have strong legal claims if it can be shown that the object required securing. Seeking legal counsel early is crucial for both workers and employers to navigate the complexities of construction-related injury cases. For more details, including the parties and the attorneys represented in this case, check out the video description. Please like, share, and subscribe for more updates on U.S. case law. Thank you for watching.